Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tank. Today is September 16th, 2021, and this is your crypto market review. To start things off, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame using Market Cipher as our primary oscillator indicator tool. And I want to talk about where we were, where we're at, as well as where we might be going in the short to near future by taking a look at the charts. Let me go ahead and share my thoughts with you guys right now. Let's take it back to where we started this push back to the upside, which happened on the 13th, which is about 2.5 days ago. We saw a low of $43,527, give or take. And then we rallied in about 2.5 days all the way up to about $48,535 before getting pushed back down to where we are currently. Guys, that is about 11.67% price increase in 2 days and 16 hours, give or take. That is a massive bullish sign coming from Bitcoin, showing strength in the market, guys. We got manipulated down here, and I said, we're coming back up here. And the one thing I also want to point out to you guys is look how we did not get rejected. We had this really good pump, and then we didn't get immediately rejected back down. Matter of fact, since this Fibonacci retracement tool pulled itself out, we're actually getting sat on that 0.786 Fibonacci line quite well. That's right here, guys. If this is the Fibonacci retracement tool, I pulled it from the high to our recent low when we started this rally. We came right down and smacked ourselves off that 0.618, bounced off it, came up to this next Fibonacci line, and now we're just kind of sitting there going sideways, consolidating. Again, a really bullish signal in my opinion. I do suspect if we just stay right around where we are, give or take a couple $100, we will start seeing Bitcoin rally back above this 0.786 and make another push to the upside. There's a lot of bullish things actually flashing right now inside and outside of the charts for Bitcoin. For me to say that, let me go ahead and just show you guys one of the biggest thing, the same thing everybody else is also talking about, which is of course the golden cross. If you guys don't know what a golden cross is, that is when this 50 SMA or simple moving average cuts up and through the 200 SMA, creating what is called a golden cross. This golden cross is to ward away all the evil bears that try to suppress Bitcoin's price. Usually when you get golden crosses, historically on Bitcoin's chart, you see really good increases in Bitcoin's price. The last time we had one is right about here. And since then to the top, we saw a total of 656% gain happen over about 326 days. Now, again, with that being said, golden crosses are a big long-term signal, guys. They're not going to mean that Bitcoin's price is just going to moonshot immediately. It takes time for it to play out, but usually, historically, when you look at the charts, very rarely do golden crosses not play out tremendously to the upside for Bitcoin. If you guys look here, the last time we had one fail was right when we had the world event happen, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't say it here on YouTube because YouTube don't like it, but you guys all know what we're all going through. That's basically when that happened here. We had a golden cross and then it got negated because of a world event or a black swan event. But usually if we go back on Bitcoin's chart, you can see that when we have these 50 SMAs cross through the 200 SMA, creating a golden cross, we typically see major price increases for Bitcoin. Here to the top, we saw an increase of 170%. And then back here, the last time it happened, let me see if I can even find it, was right around here. Now this is just a rough estimate. We saw a total price increase top out of about 7,971%. So of course, keep in mind, as we get higher in the price points, it's going to be a little bit different as far as percentages go. But even if you just take an average and, take the weakest golden cross that we had so far, which is only about 100% gain, and let's just cut that in half and say we get another 50% gain out of this golden cross now, that would actually bring us all the way up to, let me go ahead and change the charts here because I know I'm going to have to do that. From where we are currently, when we had that golden cross, up 50%, that's going to bring us up to $70,000. Even if we only get 50, oh, no, sorry, that's 60%. Even if we get 60%, let's just leave it at that because I goofed up, and we get $70,000, you're going to complain about that? I'm not. That's a massive gain, especially at this price point for Bitcoin. Now, I know a lot of people are expecting, 100K or somewhere within that range. But even if we fall short and we just land about $65,000 to $70,000, which is just above our previous all-time high back here, I'm still not going to complain, guys. That means the golden cross did its job and we saw price increases. If you're not taking profits along the way, then you're being too greedy and you don't know what you're doing in this game. Just my opinion, not financial advice. You should always be taking profits along the way. Don't think, like I said, that things can't get taken from you as quickly as they were given to you. This space is very volatile. Things happen like that. So be smart. Don't overextend. Stay in profits. Realize profits when they're given to you, especially when you have really bullish things happening like this. And don't be a dummy. Now, with all of that being said, let me also say that I've still yet to call this a confirmed golden cross. Now, a lot of people will debate me about that, but as a conservative investor and or trader, I always like to give whatever time frame I'm seeing a signal on the same equal amount of time to confirm. So this is on a daily. I want to give another day for it to fully play out and confirm, because it could get reversed on us. Now, this daily candle is going to confirm in about 9 hours. So hopefully, if we can just stay about where we are for Bitcoin's price, this will ultimately confirm and we will start being on our way to seeing higher price points. But as a conservative investor, I didn't just jump 100% in on the boat. That's dumb. You don't want to front run things. I know a lot of people like to, not me. I'm a conservative investor, and that's just my opinion. Again, you guys could debate me about it, but I like to put a little bit in, maybe my right foot, maybe up to my ankles, just to get something started there. And as things unfold and as things start confirming from the lower time frames all the way up to where I first initially saw my signal, which is the daily time frame being the golden cross, I like to just slowly add and slowly add. It's kind of like breakout trading, but yeah, that's what I like to do. Again, not financial advice, just something for you guys to keep in mind. Give things some time, be patient so it can confirm and you guys just don't get wrecked, because that's how people get wrecked. The market movers, market makers want you guys to flinch and be like, oh, I'm putting all my money in right now. And then they'll be like, no. And that's when you actually get punched in the face, when you go, what? And then you let your guard down and they smack you in the face. That's like honestly how it happens here in this game, guys. So again, not financial advice, just kind of throwing some thoughts out to you guys. I'm not going to go over everything real quickly on the lower time frames. I'm just going to show you guys, of course, the daily on Market Cipher B. RSIs are pointing back up. Keep in mind the RSIs are a lagging indicator. We did just have a green dot on Market Cipher, which usually like 9 out of 10 times when you get a green dot or a signal from Market Cipher B on a daily time frame, pay close attention to that signal because it's usually spot on. But we got that happening yesterday. And again, if it confirms today, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm going to put another ankle in, or at least both my feet in the water and get this started. But again, not financial advice, just me doing what I'm doing. If I go back to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we are kind of stalling out here, just going sideways on the charts. It's not a bad thing. Like I said, we came up really, really hard and we're just consolidating here. Just because we have the RSIs pointing back down and we got a sell signal not too long ago, doesn't mean that we're going to dump. It does not mean that at all. You guys got to know there's ebbs and flows in this market. With every pump, there's a dump and vice versa. So just be patient, let things play out. Don't try to front run things. But yeah, I see really, really bullish things happening in the short to near future for Bitcoin. If we move on over to Ethereum, let me pull out the Fibonacci retracement tool for Ethereum, guys. We're basically doing the same thing as we did for Bitcoin, guys. It hit right back up here to that 0.786 on the Fibonacci retracement when I did it a while ago. And that's to be expected. With every major pump, there's going to be resistance, especially around these big fib lines. If you guys don't know, there's bots that trade these fib lines. And so we're just going through the motions. I do suspect on the 4-hour time frame, if we can just stay between that 0.618 and the 0.786, just like Bitcoin, and when we start catching momentum, we will start rallying back up and possibly breaking through that 0.786 for both of those assets. Even though we're going through what we're going through right now here on Market Cipher B, that's a lagging indicator, guys. The RSIs do look like they're trying to flatten out here. We went back into the green on the 4-hour time frame. Just because we show a sell signal or a red dot here on Market Cipher B doesn't necessarily mean that we can't create this big mountaintop. I like to call these momentum waves to the upside mountaintops. If you guys don't know, on Market Cipher B, when you're looking at, or when I'm showing you guys this, you see this line right here. This is the 60 line. That's a pretty good indicator of momentum kind of stalling out, or a good like time frame or indicator of when momentum might start stalling out. So when you get up on these momentum waves to the upside, which I call mountain ranges, and they cross over that 60 line here, that's like usually when you can be like, oh, well, maybe we're kind of a little bit overextended with this buying pressure. We could kind of just come down a little bit and take a breather. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't just create this really big mountain range here. We don't have to create like super big peaks, like, like what we did here. We just kind of reverse. We can create pretty good mountain ranges and just go sideways throughout this range for some time. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're extremely overextended, especially when you have momentum on your side. We could stay up here like we did previously for a while before coming back down. So again, just something to keep in mind. That's what I'm seeing on the 4-hour time frame. I'm not even going to go into the low hour time frames. I'm just wanting you guys to pay attention to the Fibonacci retracement lines, the 0.618, which is right around 33.94 for Ethereum, and then that 0.786, the current level of resistance, which is right around $3,650. That is our current key levels to watch. On ADA, guys, ADA's unfortunately kind of just stalling out here. Now, I didn't use a Fibonacci retracement tool for ADA. what I did is I tracked the current price movement using this wedge pattern here. I started it not too long ago. Now, it would be a lot better if we didn't get manipulated down here. That's why I didn't include this wick here, because even though I say all wicks matter, it just that it didn't make sense for me to pull it all the way down here, because that's not the true price movement. That's just, that was a big momentum wick down to the downside. This kind of shows me that we are ranging within this triangle pattern. And right now, unfortunately, until we do break down below this current support line, I'm just going to stick within my means here and say that we're doing okay. We're just consolidating. You guys got to remember, Cardano just launched their smart contracts platforms to be available for all of the developers using it, guys. The developers using it for all of their projects have to have a little bit of time so that they can release their projects onto the nets or activate their nets and do their things, guys. Most of their projects, I'm a big Cardano holder, so I'm doing a lot of my homework and watching it every single day. Most of those projects, DEXs and the smart contract platforms that are writing things, where even if the NFT platforms are going to be releasing here in about less than 30 days. So I do suspect that we're going to probably be seeing higher price points here shortly. And I mean like really higher price points. We're going to shoot past $3 and we're going to get well within $3.50, maybe even $4 once those things start, becoming available. A lot of people are waiting for these things to start being released on Cardano's ecosystem. And I do think that as it comes online for all of these developers, that we're going to start seeing really big price increases for Cardano's chart. So again, guys, I just want to kind of point it out to you guys. This support line is looking right around $2.37, basically where we were just recently. It's been holding up right around that range for some time, which is a really good bullish signal, guys. It's showing strength right here, guys. We're consolidating within this range right here. We haven't really been dumped down really hard. The community is just saying, no, this is a good price to accumulate and consolidate. And I do suspect, much like how we had this rally right here, once those things start coming online, you're going to start seeing price pump really hard. So be ready, guys. Be ready. Not financial advice, just pointing it out to you guys and giving you guys my opinion about what's happening in the market. But that's all I actually have to say about ADA, guys. I'm just going to move on over to Solana. Solana, unfortunately, dealing with what it's dealing with. Now, if you guys don't know, you guys should. If you don't, you're not keeping an eye out on the market. One of the biggest things that just happened in the market was Solana's I want to call it mainnet beta. It's so hard for me to say a mainnet beta, but their mainnet actually got bombarded with packets of information, clogging up the network, causing their validators to go haywire, ultimately bringing the network down. They decided to restart their whole entire network, which is not a good sign. But also keep in mind, much like a lot of other YouTubers have said, and I do agree with them, Solana's an early infant project in the space, guys. You guys got to remember, it hasn't been, I mean, it's been around, but it hasn't really been around for very long as far as in the crypto space in comparison to some of these other assets. Now, that's not an excuse for them. Just because they're a baby and they're stumbling all over the place, I shouldn't even say that because some people are going to be mad. You can't say that about babies. Even the most clumsiest babies, sometimes have to be held accountable for what they're doing. You can't be like, oh, just because you're a baby doesn't mean I'm going to leave you around my finest china, and then you break it and you're like, you're just a baby. There's still, responsible things that need to be held as far as that action of stumbling goes. Just because you're an infant, what am I trying to say? Just because you're an infant doesn't mean that you're allowed to go ahead and start breaking everything, right? But that is on us as the investors. We got to know what we're looking at. We got to know what we're investing into. We got to accept those kind of responsibilities. And I still hold not a big bag of Solana, but I do like the tech. I do like the potential. I'm not letting go of my bag that I'm willing to hold no matter what. And I'm going to see it through. I do suspect that once they actually get their issues fixed and more validators up on their network, they're going to be a lot better off. Now, again, I don't want to take too much time. I know that argument where it's centralized and yada, yada, yada to that. Sometimes you got to give and take to make splashes in this industry. And obviously they've given a little bit of decentralization to get a little bit more further ahead in comparison to some of their competitors. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know yet. I don't know. I do know that I like that they actually buckled when they reached 400,000 TPS. So, I don't know if that's not impressive to you guys, but that was extremely impressive to me. I was like, wow. I actually see a lot of potential in that, so I'm not going to just fully run away from what I'm already in. So anyway, let me just stop that rant, guys, and show you guys what I have here. Obviously, if you guys can see here, we're in a descending triangle pattern here, which usually means that we're going to be breaking to the upside. If you guys cannot see that for yourselves on the 4-hour time frame, we are on the upper part of this resistance line. I do suspect that as things start coming back and smoothing out, we are going to be seeing Solana see higher price points, much like it did recently, guys. It saw really big higher price points really quickly. So again, to me, this was an okay range for me to start accumulating. If it goes down to this lower support line here, which is around 140, even breaks down below to 120, I suspect a lot of people see the value in Solana and will probably buy that up really quickly. So if you have limit orders there, maybe, maybe be aware that, you might want to set some there or not. Again, not financial advice. I'm going to stop saying that because I'm just going to say it once. Everything I say is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. I have crazy limit orders really down below because crazy wicks happen and I want to catch those sometimes. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing in the market. I hope you guys are all doing well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. I actually have a giveaway happening on this channel where I'm giving away a 50-inch flat screen TV to one lucky subscriber. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. And also, if you guys want to be part of a community of like-minded investors, where we're making gains in our Discord community, guys, gains. And we're positive. We're a positive group. All we want to do is make money and help other people make money. We're not going to hold your hand and do anything like that. But if you want to be part of a very good group of people who are all looking towards the same way, and that is making money, consider clicking that Discord link down below. Introduce yourself. Crypto Dan. We handle ours. Anyway, guys, you guys be blessed. Peace.